Colombia, a captivating country in the northwest of South America, has become an increasingly popular destination, drawing millions of international tourists each year. Thanks to its vibrant and diverse society, stunning landscapes, affordable cost of living, proximity and shared time zone with North America, and favorable tax policies, Colombia has become an increasingly appealing destination for foreigners seeking both short-term visits and long-term stays. Tourism is a vital economic pillar in Colombia. Citizens from countries such as the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand can visit Colombia visa-free for up to 90 days per stay. However, if you wish to stay in Colombia for a longer period, you will need to apply for a long-term visa or residence permit. Colombia's visa system is organized into three main categories: Type V visitor visas, Type M migrant visas, and the resident visa, which is essentially a permanent residency visa. Type V visitor visas are designed for individuals who intend to stay in Colombia temporarily without the purpose of immigration. These visas are typically valid for up to 2 years and can be renewed under the same conditions. However, holding a Type V visitor visa does not grant eligibility for permanent residency or citizenship in Colombia. Common types of Type V visitor visas include student visa, tourist visa, business visit visa, short-term work visa, rentista visa, digital nomad visa, event or convention visa, religious visa, medical treatment visa, and other specialized visas. Type V visitor visas do not have any minimum residence requirement, but if you leave the country for more than 6 consecutive months, your visa may be subject to cancellation. Type M migrant visas are intended for individuals who wish to make Colombia their primary residence. These visas generally have a validity period of 1 to 3 years and can be renewed upon expiration. Key Type M migrant visas include retirement visa, business owner visa, property visa, refugee visa, Mercosur agreement visa, marriage visa, parent visa, beneficiary visa, work visa, and freelancer visa. For most Type M visas, you are required not to leave the country for 180 consecutive days. Additionally, if you intend to become a tax resident, apply for permanent residency, or seek citizenship, you must make Colombia your primary place of residence and spend a significant amount of time there each year. After 5 years of legal residence in Colombia on a Type M visa, and upon meeting other criteria, you may be eligible to apply for a resident visa, which grants permanent residency. Once you obtain permanent residency in Colombia, to maintain this status, you are required to enter the country at least once every 2 years. What about applying for citizenship? Foreigners who have legally resided in Colombia for 10 years, hold permanent residency, and meet other requirements, such as having no criminal record and basic proficiency in Spanish, can apply to become Colombian citizens. Now let's briefly introduce some of Colombia's Type V visitor visas. One of the most popular options is Colombian Digital Nomad Visa. Since January 2023, Colombia has offered a visa called Visa V Nomades Digitales for digital nomads. This is one of the most financially accessible digital nomad visas globally. Over the past few years, major Colombia cities like Medellin and Cartagena have seen a surge in popularity among digital nomads thanks to their excellent year-round weather and low cost of living. To qualify for Colombia's digital nomad visa, applicants must be remote workers earning at least 3 times the local minimum wage each month. In 2024, this requirement is set at 3,901,818 Colombian pesos, which is approximately 966 USD. The Colombia Digital Nomad Visa is valid for up to 2 years. Technically, visa holders are permitted to stay in Colombia for no more than 180 days per year. However, in practice, this rule is rarely enforced, allowing you to reside in Colombia for the full 2-year duration without restrictions. Currently, this visa program is only available to citizens of countries and regions that have visa-free entry to Colombia. If your country is not highlighted in yellow or blue on the map, you will not be eligible to apply for the Digital Nomad Visa. When discussing various Colombian visas, you'll often hear the term monthly local minimum wage, salario mínimo mensual. The financial requirements for most Colombian visas are linked to the local monthly minimum wage set by the government. For example, Colombian Digital Nomad Visa requires applicants to have a monthly income 3 times the local minimum wage, Rentista Visa requires 10 times the local minimum wage, and Investment Visa requires an investment of 100 times the minimum wage to run a company or 350 times the minimum wage to purchase a property. Therefore, if you're planning to apply for a Colombian visa with financial requirements, it's essential to check the current monthly minimum wage to ensure you meet the eligibility criteria. Colombia's local minimum wage is not fixed and changes annually. In recent years, as Colombia's economy has rapidly grown, this figure has risen from 496,900 pesos in 2009 to 1.3 million pesos in 2024. Thus, for foreigners living in Colombia, it's crucial to stay informed about the government's annual announcement of the minimum wage in January. Why is this important? Because the income or investment that qualifies you for a visa in 1 year might not be sufficient to renew it in the following years. For instance, in 2024, the requirement for a Colombian property visa is 455 million Colombian pesos, or approximately $113,000. If you purchase a property at this value now, you would qualify for the visa. However, if the minimum investment requirement rises to $120,000 in 3 years, your property, originally valued at $113,000, may no longer meet the criteria, making it difficult for you to renew your property visa. All right, let's get back to our topic. The second Colombian Type V visa we'll cover is the Rentista visa. This visa requires applicants to have a monthly non-salary income that is at least 10 times the local minimum wage. In 2024, the specific financial requirement is set at 13,006,060 Colombian pesos, or approximately $3,220 per month. It is important to note that your income must come from non-salary sources, such as rental income, bank interest, dividends from financial investments, and similar sources. Colombia Rentista visa was previously classified under the country's Type M Migrant visa. However, since October 2022, it has been downgraded to a Type V visitor visa. While a Rentista visa is valid for up to 2 years and can be renewed, it does not qualify you for permanent residency or citizenship in Colombia. There are several other common Type V visitor visas as well. Tourist visas are issued to foreigners visiting Colombia for tourism purposes. Student visas are granted to international students, requiring the applicant or their sponsor have an income or assets equal to 10 times the local minimum wage. Business visas are issued to employees or business owners of multinational companies visiting Colombia for short-term business activities. If you're planning to apply for a Type M investment visa, you can first apply for a Type V business visa to visit Colombia. Event or convention visas are for individuals participating in events such as conferences, performances, or sports competitions as speakers, artists, athletes, etc. Medical treatment visas are special visas granted to foreigners who require medical treatment that cannot be completed within the duration of a standard visitor's visa or entry permit. Next, let's dive into Colombia's Type M visas. First is the M11 retirement visa, which requires applicants to have a stable pension income of at least 3 times the local minimum wage, which is 3,901,818 Colombian pesos in 2024, approximately $966. This income must be entirely sourced from pensions, whether from government pensions or privately purchased insurance. The retirement visa is typically issued with an initial validity of 1 year, and it can be renewed for 3-year periods. In some cases, applicants may even be granted a 3-year retirement visa on their first application. Next is the investment visa, which includes 2 categories, the M6 Business Owner Visa and the M10 Property Visa. The M6 Business Owner Visa requires you to invest in and manage a company in Colombia, with an investment amount of at least 100 times the local minimum wage. In 2024, this amounts to 13 million Colombian pesos, approximately $32,200. The M10 property visa requires purchasing property in Colombia valued at no less than 350 times the local minimum wage. In 2024, this amounts to 45.5 million Colombian pesos, around $113,000. In the past, substantial investments in real estate or businesses could qualify you directly for a type or permanent residence visa in Colombia. However, since 2022, Colombia has gradually phased out type or permanent residence visas in the investment sector. Now, even with substantial investments in Colombia, you can no longer obtain permanent residency directly. Instead, you may qualify for a 5-year residence permit. By comparison, the standard M6 and M10 visas are valid for 3 years and can be renewed according to the financial requirements in effect at the time. Next is the Colombia Freelancer Visa. Don't be misled by its name. Although it's called a freelancer visa, this visa is not intended for freelancers, digital nomads, or financially independent individuals whose work is based outside Colombia. To qualify for this visa, you must work independently for a company or organization within Colombia. If you work for an overseas company or a non-Colombian organization, you are not eligible to apply for this visa. Following that is the Mercosur visa, available to citizens of Mercosur countries. The Mercosur bloc is composed of 9 South American countries, and citizens of member states can freely work and live in any other member country. After 2 years, if you can demonstrate financial self-sufficiency for yourself and your family, you can directly obtain permanent residency in the host country. The next visa is the M5 work visa, which differs from other type M visas in that its validity period varies according to the duration of the applicant's work contract. To apply for a Colombian work visa, you must first secure employment with a local employer, and your work or educational background must align with the job requirements. Next, there are several types of family reunification visas. For most Colombian visas, the primary applicant's spouse or domestic partner, as well as their minor children, can obtain visas as dependents. If you apply, your financially dependent or disabled adult children, as well as your parents, may also be eligible for a family reunification visa. So how do you apply for a Colombian V-type or M-type visa? Generally, there are 2 main methods. First, you can log into the Colombian Visa online application platform, create an account, complete application form, upload necessary documents, and submit your application online. Alternatively, you can gather all the required documents and make an appointment to visit the nearest Colombian consulate or the Ministry of the Interior in Bogotá to submit your visa application in person. Typically, the processing time for most Colombian visas does not exceed 30 days, but you may experience delays due to government bureaucracy. Once your visa is approved, if you applied online, you'll need to visit a Colombian consulate or the Ministry of the Interior in Bogotá to have your visa stamped in your passport. Additionally, within 1 month of entering Colombia, you must visit a migration office near you to obtain your residence card, Cédula de Extranjería. This concludes our brief overview of the various residency options available in Colombia. We are currently working on a series of videos titled How to Get Residency In, where we explore different residency pathways around the world. If you're interested in this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, check out our past videos, and stay tuned for our upcoming ones. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.